So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector. Tonight, I'm joined by Garrett Osvaldo, which is the lead singer from the band Maul. And they're
Maul,
a,
yeah.
oh, Maul, yeah, well, it sounds like Maul. And they're a death metal band from North Dakota, and they're about to release their second album on October the 4th. So we're here to talk about the second album that's coming out in October, and it's called In the Jaws of Bereavement. So first of all, Garrett, how are you, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Busy weekend, back to the work week, gearing up for the next tour. Yeah, I'm just finding time to chill and work like a maniac.
It's the life of a touring musician who's got stuff to do. So you just had a show. I was watching uh, the clips from the show. You had a show in Minneapolis on the 15th. Tell me a little bit about that show because that's one show, and you're not going on tour until a few weeks from now.
Yeah, so it was actually in Moorhead, Minnesota, which it's only just across the river from Fargo, where we're from. So it's kind of still part of the hometown. But yeah, it was a fest that I actually put together. I booked it. I've been working on that since like February, getting the bands together, getting the ideas rolling. Our other guitarist, Josh Sanborn, has a sound company that he is trying to do his own thing with. So whenever we can work together on an event, or help each other out, um, like that's my guy when I do an event like this. So it was a 16 band, two stages outdoors type of fest. We had to build one of the stages and two different sound system setups. Had a bunch of different friends from all over the country, really, but particularly in the Midwest region. And we headlined it, of course, because it's like the hometown, it's the home turf. So good turnout. Got all the bands paid. Got all the expenses covered. It was one of those seven in the morning till 1 in the morning type work days. So, but yeah, it was that was my whole Sunday was getting that in order and seeing it come together. It was pretty satisfying.
So sounds like a cool idea. But you're touring next month with Life Cycles from Texas. I actually talked to them too.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, pretty cool band. So you're gonna do a tour with them in all. You're gonna be on tour with them August till the beginning of until almost the 9th of November. So you finish in Omaha, Nebraska. So yeah, you're gonna be quite busy the next few weeks, and it's going to coincide with the album release tour. So how stoked are you for that tour? For that tour?
yeah. So yeah, that tour is pretty big for us. It's with Life Cycles, who we've gotten to play with once before, and we're both supporting I Am, who are also from Texas. Um,
Oh yeah, it says I am right there. Yeah, I just saw
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. So we're doing that. Maul has some like solo dates leading up to it, like 5 days before that tour starts, and then like 4 days after it ends, just to get down there, get back home. Because we're from North Dakota, so it's pretty north in the middle of nowhere. So we had to do some driving to make some stuff happen. But yeah, we're very excited the way that it lines up. Um, the album comes out on October 4th. We leave for
So
tour the
20 bucks
9th.
things that which is a great record
Yep,
label. Yeah.
fantastic label. Fucking heavy hitters after heavy hitters. It's an honor to be
Oh yeah. Yeah.
in
I've
those
interviewed a lot
in
of
that.
like bands through that record label, and they got a pulse like on the underground of metal.
Yep, yep. And they kind of have for a long time too. So it's pretty cool that they're still. I mean, for somebody like me who's loved death metal for so long, it's like they're kind of the top of the underground of death metal, right? Like any bigger than that, it kind of gets into that like legacy label territory, a little more corporate, a little more uh noise, I guess you could say. So like 20 Bucksman is definitely like for the underground, kind of from the underground, which is cool.
So yeah, so you feel like it's, you know, it's a record label that you fit in with them, and it's great for bands like yourself. So so this second album, you know, is pretty brutal. How much you think you've changed because you put out your first record 2 years ago? What would you say has been like are you okay, man?
Sorry, the weed hit back sometimes.
Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I had
do not die on the interview.
no, it'll be good content. It'll be good content. Yeah,
People who
I
I
had
could just imagine the blabbermouth, like death metal dude dies while filming podcast.
and well, I'll take it.
Stays a legend.
Yeah, hopefully it makes the album do well. Then I guess. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, no,
I had
yeah.
to mute it there just so I didn't interrupt you. Sorry.
So now that you're okay,
We're here. We're here.
I was asking, you know, like you know, from your debut to this one, how much you think like you guys have evolved like in the sound? I know that this album is pretty like intense. I listened to it. It's intense, but also I love some of the album, like the song titles. But tell me a little bit about the like the growth that you see in the band from, you know, the debut to the sophomore.
Thank you. Thank you for the song title compliment. Our sound is definitely, I mean, of course, it's a combination of like what we've been uh, grinding on, what we've been working on, kind of building through relentlessly touring, like building that connection that you can only get by doing it day after day after day. You're on the road, you're locking in on the shows, you're bonding, talking about ideas, like stoked on what's coming up, you know. Um, so it's definitely just a continuation of like how Maul has always been, that snowball
Mhm.
effect. I'm pretty, we're pretty, I don't know if we do it consciously, but like we definitely always try to give every song its own identity. I think we've done that throughout every EP, full length, um, so far, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to pin a handful of songs that are like, you know, sound super similar, have the same personality, if that makes sense. Um, so it's just like this second album is just like that natural growth of how dialed in we are together. We really wanted to make an aggressive album. It's very stompy. It's very I don't know if maybe in your face is the right word. Like it seems like a weird term, I guess, but we wanted to make an ass beater type of album with this one and not really go like we used the EP that we released before, Desecration
Mhm.
and Enchantment. Like we went a little more experimental in a way where we just dove more into like the atmospheric doom and like blackened kind of style. We wanted that EP to really stand alone, and then the EP, and then the next full length in the Jaws of Bereavement be just a punch in the face, like you know, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I think you achieved it. You know, it's fast paced from beginning to end. So I want to show the artwork, which I know the artist who did the artwork has done like artwork for other great bands. I saw that he's done artwork for, if I'm not mistaken, for bands like Terminal Nation, uh, which I also talked to them. So yeah, it's a great
Those are my
artwork.
boys.
Yeah, cool band too from the Midwest. So here's the album cover, which is pretty awesome. So you know, at
Hell yeah.
first when I first saw it, I didn't know. I thought I didn't saw I'm like, is that the worm from Dune? But then I'm like, oh no, it's
Oh
like a
yeah,
cave. Yeah.
yeah,
So tell me a
yeah.
little bit about what you wanted to convey with the artwork.
So I love the idea of the Jaws. The way that I've kind of presented it to Wormwalk was like, um, everybody is already enamored to line up to like be a part of this monument, even though they know they're luring to like a never-ending uh grief, basically. Um, or maybe that's a weird way to put it. The alluring part of the monolith, the jaws, like what they're all kind of lined up to, and you can see the person in the back or in the
Yeah,
forefront
yeah. There's
is
the guy
the
who seems like he's not having fun.
yeah, he's having a rough time out there. But there's he's not pulling away from being lured into it by funneling along into it. And even if you look at the that person who's looking, the last thing that we just dropped, spontaneous stigmata, like that person has a stigmata in
Yeah,
their
I
hand.
just saw on the hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The last song on the album is called Drawn to Drowning, and it has a lot to do with talking about the sea and the sky kind of being interconnected and swallowing someone whole in a way, or like their consciousness whole. So in the background, those are kind of like blending and swirling together too. Wormrock really nailed a lot of cool details in this for me, and I
Yeah,
wanted that
no, I
element of
saw basically like every album title is every song title, sorry, is represented on the album cover.
yeah, yeah. I believe that was intentional, and also he just pulled it off in a really cool way. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I couldn't be more stoked on that. And where our first album, Traffic Punishment, had like to me like awe-inspiring art that displayed this like hell of what Traffic Punishment was about, and it was important to have something equally as entrancing but vibrant for the second one. You know what I mean? But it's not trying to like replicate that by any means, but it's more colorful than most album covers, I guess. Maybe I don't know, for death
Well,
metal at
yeah,
least.
especially in death metal. Yeah, but you know
Yeah,
what?
yep,
In death metal recently, I realized more bands are using color.
yeah.
Like,
Which
like
it's I
it's
love it.
just
I
more
love that
entertaining.
style. Hmm.
Yeah. So,
There's
man,
more things to grip onto, I guess.
yeah, no, no. I talked to Tool Mold last year, and they had like an album cover with a lot of like shit going on, and Terminal Nation also had a lot of like stuff going on. So for you, Garrett, you obviously said that you've listened to a lot of death metal growing up. Which bands really got you into death metal?
That really got me into death metal. Were kind of the bigger names. Was my introduction because like I grew up in like the like new metal height type thing. Like I was like 10, 11, getting shown all these bands like Slipknot and Korn and all that.
Me too.
Um,
I still love them. Yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely. But like, so my taste was just getting heavier and heavier, and I was just like young, like looking for more things. And I got given a 6 Feet Under CD, Maximum Violence, when I was like, 12. Kind of changed a lot of things. And then that, like, really, the things that I got hooked on when I was really young were Deicide, Dying Fetus, uh, excuse me, Cattle Decapitation, and then 6 Feet Under Cannibal Corpse. I was like, I was just, they still had like FYE, and Best Buy was still really good on like selling CDs, and I would just be obsessed with going to like scan the CD and listen to whatever cover looked cool and going to buy whatever and diving in. Um, that was a lot of my early teens, was this kind of that snowball effect of death metal into grindcore, into like MySpace deathcore, and kind of just how I grew up. I'm 33, so um, yeah, the escalation of my extreme tastes were just kind of always there, I guess. It wasn't until like 2014, 15 where I like started learning about like the actual like underground of death metal though, like I never I never listened to a Suffocation, and they're not even like that underground, but I never did when I was younger. I never listened to like a more obscure like a Demolic or Convulse or all of those things of those nature that were like going on.
Mhm.
I wasn't introduced to that till later, so I started doing a lot of homework and thankfully the internet and just being obsessed with all these different channels of death metal, and then that's kind of like where the hunger for Maul started. Um, and because we started in 2017, and yeah, three of us were high school friends and linked all back up in Fargo at one point, and then decided to start playing music, and that's kind of where it all took off. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, and your vocals, it's very like death metal vocals. Like any vocalist in particular that you looked up to.
Um, yeah, there's a few that I always shout out that really did shape me, and they're not just death metal. But it is like Chris Barnes. It is fucking R.I.P. to like Trevor Strnad, Black Dahlia Murder. It is like Randy Bly of Lamb of God. That was like something that really his vocal stylings and cadences, enunciations and shit. Like I didn't even realize how much it shaped how I said things, but it's definitely a lot of him. And then a lot of another rest in peace to Mitch Lucker, Suicide Silence. Um, I don't know homie's name, but I was obsessed with like Circle of Dead Children and stuff when I was younger. Like from I think they're from Philly. But that was like some of the first times I ever heard like the pig squealing and just crazy ranges of vocalists that I just kind of him and Trevor Strnad for sure on just like one vocalist doing so many different things kind of always enamored me, like the how much fun you can have with it and how many different ways you can get an emotion across, I guess, or like a sound across that this is equally as extreme or rhythmic as the music is.
Yeah, totally. So in the Just of Bereavement, it's what are some of the themes that you touch upon on this record?
A lot of grief, a lot of lost anger and sadness. Um, kind of a weird time of my life. Uh, uh, yeah, there was a lot of different things going on and emotions to latch onto where like songs were being written and then life happened, and yeah, a lot of the winter was attached to like these songs and these identities and these lyrics, I guess, for me personally. But it's an angry record. There's a lot of like I said, like sadness, a lot of dealing with like what am I trying to say, like disappointment or like betrayal type thing themes. Not all of the songs, but I would say the overall theme of
Mhm.
the record in the Jaws of Bereavement has to do with like that grip of grief and anger.
Yeah, I'm assuming when you were writing this and stuff that had happened, so you put it all into. So would you say it's a more personal record than your first one?
Um, yes, in a lot of ways. Yes, yeah, mostly yes, absolutely. And that's not the first record has a lot of personal in it too. I think it's just a whole different life. It's a whole different person at that point because we wrote Traffic Punishment, the first album, during the shutdown of the pandemic. So that was us getting together once a week, kind of fleshing out song skeletons or different riffs and just kind of jamming on it. Me sitting at home most of the week and listening to the demos or like just like a live phone recording, kind of attaching different themes or moods to the songs. Um, so there's a lot of very personal stuff in Seraphic. I feel like that's just how I write. I channel that like kind of cathartic part of what lyrics are or can
Yeah,
be.
maybe by like with doing that, you take that stuff out of yourself. So it's like a form of therapy.
Yeah, I would absolutely say so. Like between conveying that, kind of like puzzle piecing it to be a song, you know what I mean? Like where there are like
Mhm.
lines and moments of things that capture and not, it doesn't need to be so like hyper personal, but it's stuff that I've had really cool messages from people of like, hey, is this song about this? Or like, hey, you writing about this? Um it's meant a lot to me. Like I just wanted to talk to you about it. I'm like for me doing that and for death metal, I think that's fucking cool as hell that there are people who care about like what a song and message can be as much as I do. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's very important in that cathartic spot of writing them, forming them, and then performing it for sure. You know, like it's like those some of those emotions and maybe moments of life get to live in that song and not always just in my head. You know what I mean?
And for the singles, you chose in the Jaws of Bereavement and Spontaneous Stigmata. What in particular?
Sorry, you kind of broke up on that question.
Oh, that you chose for the singles in the Jaws of Bereavement and Spontaneous Stigmata. So I was asking, like, why those two tracks in particular?
Apologies, I did it again. Um, so
Dude, don't die on me.
no. It's just I've been smoking a lot of weed today.
No,
Let's see here. In the Jaws of Bereavement, and I said this on a podcast too. Was one of the last songs we wrote as a group for the album, like musically, and then that title came to me while they were writing it, and then I just like I was super attached to that title. I was like, I feel like that's a strong enough album title. This could be the title track, and people were down with it. Everyone was cool with it. I That's when I started working with Worm Walk on conveying an idea of what it could be. Um, so I feel like mostly being the title track felt like it should be a single, and it felt like it could be the standout or the first single, I guess. A lot for the emotion, a lot for the idea of what the title is, and that what the again that umbrella mood of what the album is. Um, we had been in talks with Vincent Bennett from the Acacia Strain for a little bit about trying to do some stuff. Um, he was like, it's just a cool moment for me. Like, you know, he's bought merch from us a couple times, and it's just me packing up merch. You know, we're still so DIY, still like our own machine. So like the first time he bought merch, I just sent him a like care package and shit. I'm like, yo, like we grew up on some of your shit. Like it's cool that you give a fuck this much to buy merch from a band from North Dakota. You know what I mean? Um, and then we got to play a show together in Fargo, which was amazing. So, you know, meeting up with them. And a little bit after that, I had reached out about potentially being interested to do something. And he's like, it'd be an honor, but I don't know when, because he's, you know, very fucking
he's
busy
busy,
guy,
yeah.
and they're always busy. It ended up being working out for the album. And then I had the idea for that, pretty much you could call it a chorus, right? The repeating part of In the Jaws, um, to be like a death metal duet kind of style, like exchanging the lines, doing some lines together. And I just thought that would be like the coolest use of someone I kind of like look up to. So like I don't really like ask for vocal features because like I feel like I can do most of the ideas I would
Mhm.
want. But like for someone that it would really mean a lot, it'd be somebody like a Vincent Bennett or a Trevor Sternad, which isn't even possible. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt pretty
But
special to be able to do it.
I've actually listened to the new Black Dahlia Murder that's coming out. Uh,
Easy.
because I got the promo and
Fuck yeah.
yeah, it sounds really good. Yeah.
Good. I believe that. The singles are
Yeah.
great. Like
Mhm.
they're gonna continue destroying, you know.
Yeah, I actually
Um
saw them once in Puerto Rico. they played. It was the weirdest show. They played in this building where there are like offices and a bank, and they played in the balcony. So they're playing,
Okay.
and people are moshing, and some people were hitting that wall. So if they fell, they would have fallen to the street. So to this day, to me, it's like the weirdest place that I've been to a concert, because it didn't look like a place where you would have like a death metal concert.
Yeah. No, it
It
doesn't
was
sound like
back
it should
like
be.
in, I think this was 2009. Uh,
Man,
and Trevor just walked around the public like super like normal, but yeah, it was a very strange place to. I think they, I don't know if the people who booked there knew that. Probably they told them, "Oh, there's gonna be a show." I don't know. I don't know if they knew what type of
they didn't
music,
tell them what kind.
but I'm
No.
guessing that on Monday when they got there, like, what the fuck happened here? Nobody
Yeah.
broke anything, but to this day, it's. I still have. I would like to ask who brought them. Like, who picked that spot, because it was like the most random. Like it was awesome, because it
That
was
rolls.
like
Yeah.
you were outside and they put like a mini like stage, and they were playing, and like at any moment someone could have fallen into the street.
That
But it was
sounds
awesome.
awesome. The
Yeah.
people who were there are never gonna forget that show. You know.
No, to this day,
Right.
I never.
Yeah.
That's a concert I don't forget, because I saw them twice. I saw them that time, and I saw them back where they were like a very newer band in the 2005 Ozfest, which that was a great.
Nice.
The minis I saw Mastodon, I saw Killswitch Engage, I saw like Trivium, when the bands where they were like almost starting out, and Black Dahlia Murder was one of the first opening bands where they had the Miasma album. So they had like two
Yeah.
albums where they played that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they were pretty cool. So yeah,
That rolls.
but yeah, like what's the strangest place that you play with Maul?
The strangest place.
Yeah. Like, have you ever been at that
Um.
venue where you're like, yeah, this is like a.
Well, we grew up in the like hardcore punk scene
Mhm.
as far as like band wise. So we played like coffee shops. We've played um like they look like really like maybe dainty isn't the right word, but like fragile like cafe type style stuff. But apparently they just move all the tables around and
Yeah.
let
I
hardcore
think
shows
I
happen.
saw a video of a hardcore band playing outside a Taco Bell on YouTube or something.
Yeah, yep, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah. My friends in Primitive Rage actually just played in Wichita outside of a Mexican restaurant. And I think they were the only band that played. So like a bunch of people just showed up in the parking lot to see that, which is sick. Shout out Primitive Rage. Um, strangest spots.
Well, I saw recently a band that I just discovered called Druides, and they're like this very young. They look like 20, and they're playing like a grunge with doom, and they played
Okay.
like beneath a bridge.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I really want to do a bridge show so bad.
Yeah.
We got offered one time in like Jacksonville, Florida, but we had to make a different show happen or something. But yeah, it's a goal to play a under bridge show, like just a generator going and fucking have people show up to a pin drop or something, like that. I love that type of shit.
Yeah.
We haven't played a lot of like super crazy spots that I can like think of off top. Places with no stages, no PAs, and like one of the bands show up with the PA. You know what I mean? Like, you know, um, yeah, nothing like off the wall that I can think of.
Aspiring goals to play like they make for good stories. Like if you play
Somewhere,
like, yeah, somewhere where you're like, oh, I played this, like you never know. So the album, I feel like, there's a lot of heavy subject, but I think like if you would say like the more fun, like easygoing song, the record, would it be Midwest Death? Because I feel like that one, because because you refer to your sound as Midwest Death.
yep, yep, and we've kind of been claiming that as our like sound, as our genre, whatever you want to call it. Like that's like our umbrella. The Flag to Fly has been Midwest Death since we started. The first demo we released was called Midwest Death Demo. Um, and we recorded that. That was our first 3 songs we ever wrote. We recorded in 2017 and it dropped in January 2018. So it's been on almost every piece of merch we've released that, I definitely have had a hand in designing every piece of merch we've done. And so it's kind of like the brand or whatever the like umbrella we want Maul to be associated with. Like if you see Midwest Death, you think of Maul or whatever. Um, so it's kind of like we joked about it like being our anthem that we finally write a song called Midwest Death.
Mhm.
So there's it's in our kind of in our style of doing a song that's like half energetic and like whatever, and then all of a sudden it just switches to like a atmospheric like doom, um like swallowing feeling, that's or like a big feeling, and we've done that again since our demos. So it's kind of like an homage to like everything Mall has been like. There in Midwest Death specifically, there's like callbacks to old lyrics I've done, and just like different little like references that are like probably only fun to me or people from Fargo that might have known us from that long. But yeah, so Midwest Death is like yeah, we joke about that being our anthem, I guess. So it's pretty cool. When that comes out, I hope it catches on and shit, and we have motherfuckers chanting Midwest Death with us.
Yeah, 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 because I saw like, oh yeah, you have to have the Midwest Deaf song.
Hmm.
So no, yeah, the record has like different things, and yeah, uh, so are you like, are you once you're on the road, like like what are the things that you like to take to yourself when you go on the road to play shows?
That I like to do for myself.
Yeah, the things that you take that you need with you when you're on the road.
Oh, um, I mean, I'm always bringing my own. I bring 2 pillows and a blanket. Just so I know wherever I'm at, I got 2 pillows and a blanket. It doesn't matter where I'm sleeping. Um, that's important to me. The other necessity is I need a lot of show shirts because I sweat like a fucking maniac. So, where some people can have like 2 different show shirts to like cycle through, I need like one for every night, plan a laundry stop or whatever it is. um, Really, all I need my uh, albuterol inhaler for my asthma. I need honey to do
You
the
have
vocal warm up.
asthma, dude. You're smoking weed all day.
Yeah, I know. That's why I probably cough the way I do. Uh, that's all right. That's all right. I'm not here for a long time. Um, yeah, so I need that. I need weed. So those are kind of, or,
Yeah.
uh,
So you have the
but
you. I see you in the you have the weed and the inhaler next to you. So you're like,
yep,
"Well, take a puff," and they're like, hmm.
a little puff of this, a little puff of that. It's about
It's
balance,
all
right?
it's all puffing at the end. For
Um,
different you would enjoy. I remember there was a back in the 90s, there was a Cypress Hill show in Puerto Rico, and my best friend went to it and he claimed that they threw weed into the audience.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
believe
like,
that they
wow,
would do that.
they yeah, no, they Cypress Hill are like the poster
Yeah.
boys
Oh yeah.
for weed. Like
Yep.
like as one time I said like how many songs about weed can Cypress Hill write? Apparently not enough.
All of
Because
them. All of them.
they find new ways like and right to that now sure, let's talk about weed. Like there's so
Okay.
many strands right now. Like
Hmm.
back, I don't know, back when I was growing up, you just had the one the good shit and the one that was like with all chemicals and stuff that you're like, ah, it tastes like crap. But
Yeah.
now you have like
Yeah.
sativa, you have one for sleeping,
Yeah. Yeah.
you have one if you're hungry. And I'm like,
Yeah.
back in the day there was one, and you had like Taco Bell, or you
Yeah.
ate whatever. But now there's
Yeah.
like different strands. You have one for sleeping, you have one if you want to like I don't know, have lucid dreams. Uh,
Right.
which one in particular do you enjoy?
I don't know. I kind of just like weed. I do like ones that I can still like function on. Um, I guess that would be
So I'm
sativa.
guessing not the sativa,
Um,
not the one that puts you to sleep.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I deal with a lot of chronic pain from the wild shit I've done in my life. So like, I do enjoy being laid back and feeling it in my body, like that kind of high. So
Mhm.
like I need a lot of edibles or like a higher THC for that type of stuff. So in the end, I'm kind of just happy to smoke.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, like I had a friend of mine like growing up, and yeah, like a lot of it, but yeah, it's really changed during the years. Would you ever write like a song about weed?
Um, I think I kind of have. I wrote a song called "Buried in Resin,"
Ah,
which was like, it's not necessarily about weed, but it was like, about disassociation and kind of associating like the haze and weight of shit that was like being buried beneath resin, I guess so.
mhm.
Um, I don't think I have any other references really to weed or like a song inspired by weed. There's a whole song on the EP that was the second half was completely written during a mushroom trip, which is pretty cool. um, Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. Like I literally wrote that in one sitting on mushrooms, listening to everybody jam out the song. I'm like, I think I got the part, dude. I'm just like fucking dialing away on my phone. Uh, and it went with the story really well. It's not like about mushrooms, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was just a thought I had about drugs.
Yeah, well, you got the creative juices flowing. So yeah, on this album, like right now, like do you have like a like I know it's not come out, but is there like a song that you're really stoked to play live from this album that you're like, yeah, I can't wait for people to hear this shit.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten to actually play because of how much we've toured this year. We kind of try to cycle one of these newer songs in every time. So we get just like those live reps behind it. People can kind of hear attach that, maybe to attach that name to when the album comes out. But like, it's really for us to like tighten it up, right? To know like how it's going
Mm,
to actually translate live and everything. Um, so I have a few for a few different reasons. I know that Blood Quantum is has been going incredible in front of people. There's a lot of big parts in it. Um, so for like a live experience and how everything kind of like builds and culminates. Like that's a great song. Um, Weaving Cerebral Horrors has been going really great live. There's just a lot of fucking
yeah,
waves in that. So as far as songs that we haven't played, um, oh, I also have to say I have to shout out
yeah,
Stuck, Stomped and Smeared. That song we've been playing live for a bit, and that one definitely gets
nice.
the most
Plus, you
violent
even
moshing
have
going for sure.
like a death metal love song with each voracious lick.
That song is about uh recognizing someone that you hate so much that every bite that you take of them, you like find another reason why you hate them, but you're still eating them.
So like an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, with
So,
each racist lick, there's like a cannibalistic tie to that one, I guess. But like, yeah,
yeah, yeah. The which is voracious lick. You could do
yeah,
that.
we're gonna get the soul version out there for sure.
The soul
Yeah,
version, everyone.
yeah, yeah, that song's gonna be awesome to play live. That one is might be the heaviest song on the album, actually. Like as far as like
Yes, I've been joking when I say that's the love
No,
song.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I love that. I was like, oh shit, we haven't played that one live, and I think that one's gonna go over well when we do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Air Supply had a song like title like that. I'm
I
joking.
think they did. I think they did.
Like even the nights are better with inspiration sleep.
Racistly. Yeah,
See,
I'm with you.
I
I'm with you.
incorporated into that
Hey,
one.
I'll fucking harmonize with you, baby. Let's go.
Now you guys need to do like a fucking Air Supply cover.
Oh, jeez. You're asking
You
for a
know
lot
that
now.
band has come so much to Puerto Rico that people almost consider them like a local band. Every time I like it says Air Supply, I'm like again, like
Yeah,
why are they they
yeah.
coming?
You're like, yeah, I'll catch them on the next time.
No, I never caught them. There's three bands that come to Puerto Rico religiously, and it's you have Air Supply, UB40 comes to, which I actually saw a few weeks ago. I never seen them. I'm like, I'll go see UB40. And the other one is Striper. They
Fucking
basically live here.
Striper.
Yes, they
Striper
come.
lives here.
I went with my brother-in-law. I've never seen them. He's like, oh, do you want to go see Striper? I'm like, okay, sure. And they were
I
throwing
have to.
Bibles at people.
I'm gonna meet you real quick. I have to piss quick. Sorry.
You're gonna what? So, yeah, this interview has had it all, man.
We got a
Like,
little bit of everything.
thank you for sharing going with the bathroom with me. I think we bonded.
That one's behind a paywall
Yeah. So, man, so you know the album's coming out. Like, what can you tell to the before I let you go tonight, like to the fans to expect from Maul after the tour? Like, what are the next plans?
though. I mean, this album's coming out October 4th. We have a lot of touring plans already. A lot of things already booked uh throughout spring. We're gonna hit all over America or the US again. We are gonna venture into Canada finally. We have never done that. Um, yeah, so it's kind of just more of what we've been doing and building is just kind of staying on the road, keeping that moniker of Road Dogs alive. Yeah, a lot of tours are coming up. Um, we do actually have a plan to do a full tour of the album release. Like it'll actually be the In the Jaws of Bereavement record release. So we'll play it front to back. We'll be announcing that soon. Um, yeah, just kind of touting the $20 spin flag and the new album and trying to play as much as we can, get to some new ground, hopefully some international shit. It's been in talks, and then other things happen or a better opportunity as far as like the states for more platform gets offered. So um, it's all on our radar and it's all ready to happen. It's just got to fall in line now. So we're pretty much just gonna try to hit it. We'll, if you live somewhere, we're coming for you.
Awesome. So, Garrett, I want to thank you for taking some time of your night to talk with me from your couch there in North Dakota here to Puerto Rico. So it's been
Hell yeah.
fun. So, people, Maul's album In the Jaws of Bereavement out on October 4th on $20 ping. Uh, so I hope I've enjoyed this talk. We talked about death metal, weed, and Air Supply for some for some reason.
For some reason.
Yeah. So until next time, couchers, this is Hector, the shield dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.